Lesson 9.3, Trigonometric functions of any angle. The essential question, how do you evaluate trigonometric functions of any angle and find and use reference angles to evaluate trigonometric functions? There were 3 problems left on the page for independent practice. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at these. So I see that my x is a -8 and my y is a 15. I just need to know my r. So r is going to be the square root of x squared plus y squared. So it's the square root of the entire -8 second power and 15 to the second power. So this is the square root of 64 plus 225, which is the square root of 289, which is 17. So r is 17. Sine uses y, cosine uses x, tangent is y over x. And both sine and cosines are over our r's. So y was 15, r was 17. 15 over 17 does not simplify, so that's my final answer. Inversing that was 7 over 15, so that's my cosecant. X is a -8. My r is a 17, so -8 divided by 17 does not simplify. Inversing that is -17 divided by 8, and that's my secant. My y is a 15 divided by my x, which is a -8. So this is -15 over 8, which meant cotangent is -8 all over 15. Next one, I see that my x is a -5 and my y is a -12. I need my r. R is the square root of x squared plus y squared. So r is going to be the square root of all of -5 squared plus all of -12 squared. So this is the square root of 25 plus 144, which is the square root of 169, which is 13. So r is 13. Y, sine is y, cosine is x, tangent is y over x. Sine and cosine are both over r's. My y is a -12, my r is a 13. So this simplifies to -12 all over 13, which meant cosecant is a -13 all over 12. My x was a -5, my r is a 13, so this simplifies to -5 all over 13, which meant secant is a -13 all over 5. My y was a -12, my x was a -5, so this simplifies to 12 all over 5, which cotangent then is 5 all over 12. Our last one. I see that my x is a 3 and my y is a -3, and I need my r. R is the square root of x squared plus y squared. So that is r equals the square root of 3 squared plus all of -3 squared. So it's the square root of 9 plus 9, which is the square root of 18. You cannot use decimals, but I can prime factorize this. 18 is 2 times 9. 9 is not prime, so 9 had to be prime factorized. So here's my 2 times my 9. Because the root is a 2, I need groups of 2. So this group of 2, they escaped. So r is the 3's that got to escape and the root 2 that had to stay inside. So r is 3 root 2. So sine uses y, cosine uses x, and tangent is y all over x, where sine and cosine are both over r's. So my y was a -3, my r is a 3 all over 2. Simplifying this first, 3 divided by 3 is 1. So I have a -1 all over root 2. If this were my final answer, cosecant is going to be the reciprocal. So this is root 2 all over -1, which simplifies to a -root 2. But I can't leave this way because it needs to be rationalized. So I need to multiply both the top and the bottom by the square root of 2. So my numerator is now negative square root of 2, and my denominator is a 2. X is a 3 all over my radius, which is a root 3 over 2. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So this is 1 all over square root of 2. This is fully simplified, which means secant is the square root of 2 all over 1, which simplifies down to the square root of 2. I need to rationalize this. So I need to multiply both the top and the bottom by square root of 2. 1 times square root of 2 is the square root of 2, and my denominator is now a 2. Y is a -3. x is a 3. Negative 3 divided by 3 is a negative 1. Reciprocal of that, you still get negative 1.